everyone, my name's Christina and I'm the owner of Showcase the World Travel, and today I'm going to be suggesting some alternatives to popular dining reservations.
Showcase Suggestions, where I share travel tips and lists of 5 to help make traveling with kids a little easier.
So some dining reservations at Walt Disney World can be very, very difficult to get. And when you can't get those, then you might be wondering where you can go instead. Most cases, actually I think all but one of the cases, I actually prefer the alternative to the harder to get place. So you might find that it works out in your favor. Or if you used a travel agent like myself, we can check for cancellations to make sure that you're able to get what you really, really want. So if these alternatives don't sound like a great option to you, we can keep checking. There's usually cancellations, and I would say 90% of the time I can get people what they're looking for. So the first one, the hardest to get reservation at Walt Disney World, is Cinderella's Royal Table. The location is what this destination is all about. You are eating in the castle, you're eating with princesses, but it's really expensive. It's really hard to get. The food is not so great. It's prefixed. You have to use 2 credits on the dining plan. I prefer Akershus. It's in the Norway Pavilion. Yes, it's not in the castle, but it's only 1 dining credit. You get to meet the same princesses. There's actually 1 more princess at Akershus than Royal Table. They do rotate, so I'm not going to kind of talk about who's at what place because they change frequently, but they're all princesses. And Cinderella's Royal Table, you have 4, and at Akershus you have 5, so you get to meet 1 more princess at Akershus. It's a buffet with an entree. So you get up, you go to the buffet. For breakfast, it's just a buffet, but for lunch and dinner, you go up to the buffet. It's a cold buffet, so you get your cold cuts, your cheeses, all sorts of fun stuff, and then you get to order 1 thing off the menu. So it's kind of like a hybrid of a buffet and a prefix menu, but you still get the buffet, and there's plenty of things. You might think Norwegian food, you might not like it. There's plenty of Americanized items or standards on the menu for you and your kids. The next one, if you can't get either Cinderella's Royal Table or Akershus, sometimes Akershus can be hard as well. It's not as hard as Cinderella's Royal Table, but if you're flexible on timing, you can usually get it, but if you want to eat at a certain time of day, then you might not be able to get Akershus either, so I would definitely recommend 1900 Park Fair. So there's all sorts of princess dining. There's the storybook dining with Snow White at Wilderness Lodge. There's the Bon Voyage breakfast at Trattoria Al Forno with Ariel and Rapunzel. If you can't get those, this is also a great alternative. It's a great breakfast. You can pop out of Magic Kingdom. You're not going to have princesses at breakfast. You do have Mary Poppins and Alice and some Winnie the Pooh characters, but you don't have princesses. But at dinner, you have Cinderella and her family, and it is the best character experience you're going to have. I think that it is it's almost the best buffet. I'm going to talk about the best buffet next, but you have almost the best buffet food and the best character interaction. You can pop out of the Magic Kingdom, get on the monorail or take the boat over, and then go back for the fireworks or whatever it might be. Take a break from the crowds, eat some strawberry soup, and die laughing at the stepsisters. Then you have Chef Mickey's. Chef Mickey's is a pretty standard buffet at the Contemporary Resort. It's the Fab Five. It's okay. It's a standard buffet food. It's not great food. It's really loud in there. It's not a great space. It's in the middle of a concourse with the monorails going in and out, so it gets really loud, not super relaxing. So I recommend Tusker House. It's at the Animal Kingdom. It's the same characters, and the food is incredible. I think this is the best buffet on Disney property. You have some Mediterranean food, you have some African-inspired food, but you also have things that picky eaters will like. I know the Mediterranean and African food kind of scares people, but you have things like couscous and hummus and baboti, which is kind of like a meat pie. So it's super standard. It might sound a little intimidating, but I promise you will like it. The next one that is really hard to get, and I understand why. I love the California Grill. You try to get it during fireworks time. It is fantastic food, but my favorite restaurant on property is Narcoossee's, and that is a great alternative to the California Grill. It's not as high up. You're not going to have such a great fireworks view. It's decent, but not as good as California Grill, but the sunset is incredible. So I recommend getting a reservation at sunset time. Get the surf and turf, the steak, and the lobster. I'm super, super, super picky about my lobster. The lobster here is some of the best I've ever had. So the surf and turf, watch the sunset, take the monorail over to the Polynesian, watch the fireworks from the beach with a drink in hand is the perfect night. The next one that's really hard to get is Le Cellier, which is in Canada. Great steakhouse inspired by the cellar restaurants that you'll find in Canada, and really good steak, really, really good. But if you are looking for an alternative, Chefs de France is also great. You are going to be able to get a steak frite there. It's on the dining plan, Le Cellier is 2 credits, Chefs de France is 1. You're not going to get a filet and cheddar cheese soup like you would at Le Cellier, but Chefs de France again has that great steak frites. Their duck is great. Their macaroni and cheese is fantastic, so lots of options there. I love them both. I visit both frequently, so it is a great alternative, but I do love Le Cellier as well, so just keep checking back. That one's usually pretty easy to snag. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll see you real soon.
Need help planning your next family vacation? Visit us at showcasetheworld.com to request a quote or schedule a free vacation consultation. Want more great travel tips? You'll find those there too.